Hi, my name is Daniel Pace and welcome to the world of food. On today's show we'll be reviewing a new style of cooking at low prices. But first we have a documentary on a day in a pizza shop. We cross live now to Stephen Doble at the scene.
Mezzico che bello che pusci, apri gli occhi che vanno stippi, quando viro mi batti il cuore, e non li ridammi mi fa, si mi batte che bello mi fai, si mi basso mi sento magari, e la persona.
Thank you, Daniel, and welcome to Margarita's Pizza and Pasta in Lower Plenty, Melbourne. Today you're in for a real treat. We'll be taking you on a journey through a pizza shop. So come with me now and let's visit the owner. Welcome to the show, Sam, and thank you for letting us into your wonderful shop. We might as well get started, so please tell us, what is the first step?
Well, the first step is making the dough.
So how is the dough actually made?
Well, Steve, in making the dough, there's a few steps that we have to go through. First, we've got to make the liquid mixture, which consists of a few ingredients, which we'll go through at the moment.
Okay.
Right? We start off with the dough with the yeast. And in our case, we put 250 grams of yeast. There's salt, some sugar, and there's what we call a little bit of improver. That helps keep our dough active throughout the evening. Then there's simply some water is added to it. We add a little bit of milk as well, makes it a little bit fluffier, our dough bases. And we just mix it all up.
So you just fill up the bucket with water?
Yeah, we fill it up to a certain level. In our case, it's 8 litres.
Yep.
This makes approximately 100 dough balls.
Okay.
We make quite a few mixes throughout the evening or prior to the evening starting, and we store our dough balls in a refrigeration unit which stops them rising and lets us use the dough for a little bit longer rather than leaving it out all night. And fortunately, I made up a mix beforehand so we can move straight into the next phase, which is actually mixing up the dough itself. That's adding the liquid and the flour together.
Okay.
So if we come over here, we've got our big mixer here. What we basically do is add the liquid in and the flour and get the machine to do the rest of the work for us. No longer do we have to worry about mixing it all by hand.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier this way. There's a lot of things that happen in the background to making pizzas that we don't really realise. And now we add our 12 kilograms of flour. Into the bowl goes.
And how long will it take this to mix?
Now this mix is going to take approximately 3 to 5 minutes, and the dough will be ready to put into the tub and just wait.
Okay, so we'll come back later.
Yeah. That's good. Well, here we are again after 3 to 5 minutes. The mix mix is now ready to take out. The next phase after this will be a matter of waiting, a matter of time. We're going to have to wait 10 minutes. Here it is at the moment, it weighs a ton. It has no life in it. And to wait until we get some life in it, we're going to have to wait for 10 minutes now. That'll then enable the dough to rise. Just that little bit. And ready to turn into the dough balls that we spoke about earlier, that we'll then use to create the trays. So I'll just pop this out into the warm area so as it can start to get a little bit of life in it. Okay.
Started. Here are a few of the pizzas that here at Margherita's Pizza and Pasta. Just have a little bit of a look.
Well, Stephen, here we are back again. This time, the dough has now risen and it's ready to make the dough balls. So I'll get some of the dough out. This is where the hard work starts, on my side. Now, with all of that dough, what we've got to now do is turn it into little dough balls. Each of the dough balls is 200 grams. We use a standard measure. That way, all of our pizza bases will come out the same. So all we do is just measure off 200 grams. And in this process, we've then got to also get all of the air out of the dough ball. Now this is where all the hard work starts. Squeezing all of that air out, Steve. Turn it into a nice little dough ball. Now this process continues for all of the dough. We make some 200, 300 dough balls on a good night. So that's a lot of rolling to do, just to get them ready. Once we've got the dough balls out here, they need a minimum of 15 minutes at least, a half an hour preferable, for them to have their second roll. So in the phase, we brought it out, we mixed it, brought it out here, let it rise once, we've punched it down, and now we've got all the air out, and we're letting it rise a second time. And after this, once again, we'll be knocking it down again when we actually lay it onto the tray. When you come back later on and I'll show you after the dough balls have risen.
Okay, well, what's the next step?
Well, while this is all happening, we've got our little cutter at the back, Adam, who does cutting of all of our fresh produce, like capsicums, mushrooms, cheese, onions, all of that sort of thing happens in the background while I'm working here. So you're more than welcome to go and have a look at how Adam's preparing all of the toppings for us, which we'll be using later on when we make a pizza.
Come back later.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's go. So now we're in the kitchen here with Adam, and so can you tell us what the first topping is to prepare?
Well, Stephen, the first topping to prepare is cheese, and what we do is we get our machine out, which is this one here, and we have this blade, which cuts the cheese, and we put it into the machine. So, close it, and then we get our cheese, and these come in blocks.
Yep.
And we cut these up into quarters, like this one here. What we do is we turn on the machine, and we put the cheese into the machine and shred the cheese. Like so. And the finished product of this comes out like that. Yeah, and that's the cheese. And then also with this blade here, we can cut the ham with this, and the ham is like this, and it comes in blocks like the cheese does, and we also cut that into quarters like this one here, and then we'll go into the machine, and the machine will shred it. And,
come out like this. Okay, Adam, now we've cut those, is there anything else you cut on this machine?
well, yes, Stephen, with this machine we also have this blade here, which can cut mushrooms, which come in a box like this, and once they've been shredded, they come out. I'll show you. And with the same blade, we can also cut onions on it. And once this has been through the machine and shredded, it will come out like this. And with the same blade, we cut capsicums, which are shredded, and the finished product comes out like this.
Okay, Adam, so how do you cut the salami?
Well, Stephen, with the salamis, we have a boiled salami, which is this one here. And we have our hot salami, which is this one, for the people who like it extra hot. And what we do is with the salamis, we peel the skin off them, and we slice them into halves, which they turn out like this. Yeah, we just slice them into halves, like so. And then we put them into the machine. We place them on the plate, and we lock them down. And now we turn on the machine, and with this machine, it's got an automatic mechanism here that makes it go back and forth, basically. And so we turn it on, and we'll slice the salami for us. And the finished product turns out like this.
Good afternoon, Margarita Pizza and Pasta. Sam speaking. How can we help you? Was that a pickup or delivery? Can I have your address, thank you? And your phone number? And the pizza that you would like. That's a large, half Hawaiian, half Outback special. Yeah. Okay. And did you want any drinks or garlic bread with that? Look, that'll be about 30 to 35 minutes. We'll see you then. Thanks very much. Now we're back to it. You guys had a good chance to rise, and what we now do is lay our base. To do that, basically get our dough ball. We'll make a large base,
So we get 2 dough balls. As I said before, for a small we have 1, for a medium it's 1.5, for large it's 2, for family it's 2.5. We've got a machine here that does most of the hardware for us. Basically rolls the dough out for us. We get our large tray. Once the base has been laid out, it takes about another 10 to 15 minutes for it to rise, so as it's ready to actually prepare your pizza. So we put it up here. I've got one here that's had a little bit of a chance to rise, and that's the tray that we'll use to make our orders we just received the same order.
What toppings are needed?
Well, this is a fairly easy pizza that we're going to make today for our customer. It's an outback special and a half of wine. So that basically means that we have tomato and cheese on the base. And for the wine, we also have ham and pineapple. And for the outback special, it's going to have some slices of meatball. But in this case, the customer doesn't mind, so it's going to be down the night. What I'll do now is I'll just make the pizza up for the customer. Start with the tomato base. Cheese, make half of wine, in this case we tend to give a generous amount of toppings to keep the customers happy and it keeps them coming back again, rather than be too sweet. The other one's an outback special, so it's spicy meatballs. They've got them pre-cooked. They're seasoned, which makes it very nice. The customers continue to come back with this one. I think the tedious piece to make the outback special. You've got to keep working your meatballs up, but it does taste good, that's right. As I said, it normally would have some onion on it. We also top it off with a little bit of barbecue sauce. It's ready to cook. What we do is we order over here, show them the orders are complete. The next stage will be cooking the pizza. Special oven. We have a conveyor oven, which means that we don't really have to worry about the pizza. We just put it in at the start and we'll go through. There's many different sorts of ovens. Some of the old ovens used to be just flip tops. They had brick heads. You just put the trays in there and then you have to keep watching to make sure you can. This oven here is great because you can just put it straight in, wait for 7 minutes and it'll come out. We're around about 60 pizzas an hour. So it makes life a lot easier for us. So we'll just wait for 7 minutes as the pizza cooks up. now come out, box it up, get ready to dry. That's what you do myself actually today. So we just box that. We use pizza liners so as the pizza will be delivered nice and dry, no moisture in the set. Pizza wrap. Box it in the box. Also to assist us pizza mats, which makes sure that the pizza doesn't stick to the top of the box. Is that pizza ready to be delivered? Okay, ready for the bag?
Well, that's the end of this segment, and I hope you enjoyed the show, so we're for now.
Bye.
We would just like to thank, here comes Stephen now.
Yes, we would like to say a few words. Thanks to the owner Sam and Doble for letting us into their beautiful shop.
And of course the staff.
Of course the staff too. And well, this pizza, I think it's fantastic. So we better get into it. So, bye.
Bye.
Ci stavano di lei che vedeva tanti mali, abbondanti, che non semplice, e voi queste cose le fate, tutte le mani, che ti pare di bravo, se per voi si non è, non facciamo sbagliare. Adesso che hai capito certamente, puoi giocare sempre con gli amici tuoi. Ma lei dice che è molto semplice e lui queste cose le fa tutte le mani. Se sapevo che